Yes, are you guys declining to tell me what's the status of my case?
I'm sorry?
I want to know the status of my case. Are you refusing to let me know that?
Ma'am, I don't know anything about you having a case filed in our office. And I know Chief Barker had worked with you on your son. And I mean, I thought that was worked out.
No, that's
And
what I'm why I'm calling and I keep getting hung up on, and I've been had a lot of abuse with the police giving me a criminal trespass and knowing I was a legal custodial parent. I fell through the cracks multiple times. And that's not how to treat a parent that is wanting to see her child. And multiple parties have committed crimes to keep the child away from the parent, hanging up on their in their face, and it's happened multiple times.
okay, well, ma'am, if you feel like our office has violated you and that they're not doing correct, then you need to call the Texas Rangers and explain to
He
them.
told me to go to the Texas Rangers, and I was arrested there for trying to report the child abuse.
Okay, well,
August
I don't
1st
know.
of 2019.
Obvious. Okay, well, I don't know what else to tell
They
you
gave me a criminal
because
trespass like they did when I was
I
trying to withdraw my son from school. I get a lot of criminal trespasses. But I'm wanting to know the status what Roy Barker did, because if I was a legal custodial parent, I was reporting that. Where they hindering a child custody agreement is a felony. You remember that. So what was done? Because I never got access to my child. So I'm just having to backtrack and do my own investigation work. So I'm just trying to figure out what happened, and I don't know why the new chief would hang up in my face before giving me the information. He wasn't being honest. He kept talking over me and then blamed it on me. That happens
no,
quite
ma'am.
frequently.
You were talking over him just like you do everybody else that you call in our office. And I know that Chief Barker fixed it to where you got your son back, and then somehow, I don't know what took place in the process, but your son ended up back where he was. And so that's all I can tell you. I do not know.
Okay, so when I tried to press charges on Marcus Perez and for the school, because I think that there was I think that's a form of abuse that been experiencing. So when I had got the criminal trespass at the school, I was establishing a pattern of how child custody rights were being hindered. So I requested with Roy Barker to press charges on Marcus Perez for not giving me visitation and access to my child. So what I'm calling for today is
Have a,
to.
did you have a court docket saying, or a court order saying that he was supposed to do that? That we were supposed to go out there and take the child or whatever? Did you give that to Chief Barker?
I gave him a custody agreement where I was a legal custodial parent and didn't have access to my child. This wasn't a dad. It was like a neighbor.
If that was an agreement, I understand, but
It
you have to
wasn't an
have.
agreement. I never gave them access to my child.
I thought you just said that you had a custody agreement.
I had a custody agreement over my child. This was a neighbor that had access. I was a legal custodial parent.
Then who did you have the agreement with?
The dad.
Okay, then it sounds like you need to speak to the dad.
The
Correct?
dad didn't have my child. The dad didn't have the child and not give me access to it. It was the neighbor that I reported to Chief Barker that wouldn't give me access to my child, and it was ignored. And the illegal criminal trespass I got for trying to withdraw my son from school. I just wanted to know what was done regarding me getting violated like that for trying to have access to my son. And then
Didn't Chief
trying,
Barker
I'm sorry.
come back to you and you picked him up?
Right. Yeah, my son was terrified. Something was going on. A lot of things were going on with police corruption.
With
And
police
then,
corruption. Well,
yes.
if you think that our office is corrupt, then there's no need in calling back. You need to call the Rangers and let them take care of it.
Well,
Because you're not.
I went up to the Rangers and was arrested. I'm just establishing a pattern of history of abuse. And that's all I'm
Okay.
doing, ma'am.
Okay. I can't help you anymore. You've talked to the chief. He's tried to talk to you. And so
Yeah, and
there's
slandering, and also, that is falsifying information and documentation. That's a crime. It's a felony. So blaming me for others'
like
bad
I
behavior and covering for crimes and reports,
I
where
mean, we're
you're.
not cover up anything. So if you feel that way, we're not going to be able to satisfy you. So you need to go somewhere else and let them investigate it.
Well, I'm just establishing a pattern that multiple parties slander me and say falsify evidence. What the thing that I think that we're bypassing is that I had a legal custodial agreement and the police intervened in me withdrawing my son and having access to my son at the school.
I've already told you what we can do, and the rest is up to you.
Yes, and Roy Barker did admit that that was not appropriate for them to do that.